Okay, another typically ridiculously beautiful day here in Baja, Mexico. And first of all, I want to thank everyone for the comments, even the negative comments. I love negative comments because I'll stick it right back at you. But all in fun. I enjoy a good joust, a good debate, and I love it. So keep them coming, especially you negatives. Um, yeah, and just so you know, like Mexico is Mexico, but Baja is not Mexico. I tell people that Baja is the Hawaii of Mexico. We are out here. It's 22 hours to drive down to where I live from the U.S. And you have to take an 11-hour ferry to get across from mainland Mexico to get here. So this is a very isolated place, and the people here are not like what you would find in central Mexico. And you talk about like cartels and stuff like that. Like I've met cartel people, and they're super friendly, and they don't give a shit. Like basically, you don't mess with drugs or prostitution, they'll never ever even come near you. So don't be a criminal, and there's no issues here. It's very local where I live. There's not a lot of people. It's near Todos Santos, which I think is a population of like 6,000 at the most. So you're talking about a very small population. So, and I said in some of the comments that yeah, I never lock my truck. I never even roll down my windows. I mean, roll up my windows when I go anywhere in these towns. No one steals anything, and you can tell. I've lived in cities where theft is rampant, and even when you lock your doors, they smash your windows to steal like $1 from your car. Here, I have change in my car all the time. In fact, I said in one of the comments that I've dropped my phone a number of times outside my car, and people will find me in the store and be like, "Is this your phone?" And then when I offer them money, they're like, "No, no, no, here you go." So there's one drunk, maybe he takes drugs, crazy guy in the town next to me, and the locals were yelling at him to get the hell out because he was disrespecting the town by doing this there, and so the guy disappeared. So homelessness is a rarity here as well. But people were asking me about the about living here and the legal ways to the best ways to buy real estate. And because as a gringo which I am, is a tourist visa, if you can even call it that, because they don't give a shit about that at all. You own property by buying it through two options. Either a trust, which you create a trust and then you put the trust in your name, and then the trust owns the property. So you essentially own the property through the trust. Or you incorporate a company here, and then the company owns the property. So for example, like we incorporated a company here to own beachfront property because gringos, like foreigners aren't allowed to own beachfront property. But one of my business partners is a Mexican. And so, but we created an incorporation anyway, and so you need a Mexican to be part of that corporation with the typical things like, his tax ID and that sort of thing, so that corporation is owned, and then the corporation owns the property, and then we own part of the corporation. So that's the way that we did it. Most people will own a trust because most people don't know Mexicans and are business partners with them in property. But if you do, then that's the best way to do it, because as soon as the authorities see that a Mexican national owns part of the corporation, then they're fine with that, because it's kind of like the same thing. Like and in Canada we have this, where we have, right now it's Chinese people coming in and dropping millions, and they're not locals, and they take advantage of taxes, and they buy houses and they jack up the house prices, and then they send their kids here, and their kids are driving around in like here, there, in like Bugattis and Lamborghinis, and they don't have licenses, they don't speak English. They're basically just taking advantage of the system in Canada that allows them to live there and ruin it for everyone. And so you could see how the Mexicans would look at Americans or Canadians coming here and doing the same thing, taking all the good properties, pumping up the house prices. I mean, the difference is, you could say that, foreigners they're building, so they're creating jobs. The real estate people make money from them. So there's definitely jobs to be gotten in Canada or the U.S. when you have foreigners coming in. But when they don't respect the culture and they drive without proper licenses and they don't, they aren't part of the community, they don't try and learn the language, then you could see where the people that are local would hate them easily. Like, I hate people like that in Canada because it's like they're basically breaking the laws. So what we do here is we donate to the ambulance, to the firefighters, to the turtle sanctuary. In fact, we offer the turtle sanctuary part ownership of part of the beach so that they can operate, and we donate money to them on a monthly basis, and we donate money to the police as well whenever they ask. So our Mexican partner has taught us a lot about how the culture works here, and we contribute to that culture, and then they like us. And I try and speak Spanish wherever I go, even though I'm terrible at it, but I'm actively working on it. I was teaching people English as well. You be nice to people, you respect their culture, you become part of the community, and the community will help you if you need it. They'll see you as a member of the community, and if you're not, fuck you. And seriously, that's why I like it here, because that's the way it should be. Like, don't be a dick here. Don't be an asshole. Don't think that you're going to come in and infringe on their culture with your way of thinking, with a North American way of thinking, American or Canadian, and try and push Mexicans around and take their land or buy their land or tell them what to do. They're super nice people, but they're not going to take your shit, and they're going to get you. And that's why I like it here, because it makes you aware that you need to contribute to the community and make the life for Mexicans here better, and then they will help you make your life better. And that means engaging their lawyers, engaging the people that you're buying from the land from, hiring them to help you do stuff, which is what we did. We hired the family and said, can you help us clear some of the land and do all these things? And you treat them with respect and kindness, and you feed them, and you try and learn the language. You try and do all of these things so that they're very, very happy to deal with you. And that is how we operate here, and that's we try to operate. I mean, there's a lot of things that I had to learn when I first came here, and how to deal with their culture, and how to have more respect, and not to be like this whole, like, it's my right to do this, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. Like, someone's driving on the wrong side of the road and they're coming at you, you can't do what you do in Canada and get mad at them and get all enraged, because they'll probably run you off the road, and they may beat the crap out of you too. It's like, move over, because there's not a lot of rules here about the road. Don't be a dick. Like, if someone's driving on the other side of the road, too bad. Like, just relax and pull over and let them go by. It's their country. It's their land. These are the way that they operate. So you need to operate the way that they do and respect that, and not bring your cultural issues here and try and infringe on the way that they do things. Accept the way they do things. Don't be Karens, especially don't be Karens, or you're going to get outed and you're going to have a lot of problems here. Engage in the community and respect what they're doing, and see how you can help support them in what they're doing. And that's it. So that's the way to get along here. And some people may say, oh, that's cowboy country and that doesn't work for me. Then good, don't come here. Seriously. Because you've got to figure out how to operate here and how to enjoy this beautiful area and not bring your shit here, because then it'll turn into the place that you wanted to leave to come here. Think about it. Hope that helps.